Hey guys, in this video we're going to do something a bit different than what we usually do on this channel, which is give advice and tips for freelancers and young designers like myself. Today in this video we're going to be redesigning Sony's logo, and the reason I'm doing this is because they actually haven't changed their logo in a really long time, in about like 30 years. So what I'm going to be trying to do in this video is taking their current logo and making it into something a bit more modern, a bit more elegant that we can all use and love, because their current logo right now, as I said, it hasn't been changed in about 30 years, and so it currently looks like this, which is what I have on my screen here. And so we're going to be changing this and trying to make it into a bit more user-friendly, or something that we might actually enjoy looking at, instead of this very old kind of antiquated little logo that we have here. Even though this is one of the most successful logos ever, I would say, it should also be updated with time and with current trends that we like and we're used to. So I don't want to deviate too much from what it already is and what it's trying to achieve. I still want to keep up with the long letters and with the kind of the classic look without straying too much from it, but I still do want to give it that fresh look. So if we actually look up Sony's logo history over time, we get something like this. And so I'm going to be trying to go off from this and trying to bring it back a bit more into its past, while still making it look modern and relevant and competitive with today's brands like Apple and LG and all of that. And actually I own a lot of Sony products myself. Right now I'm filming with a Sony a6400. I also own a PlayStation, and so I'm not a stranger to what Sony is and who they're trying to be, and like the kind of brand that they want to show themselves, and being more serious than their competitors. And I know that they do a lot of broad range of things. They don't just only do phones or TVs or anything like that. They do a bit of everything. We're going to try to make a logo that kind of fits with that. Right now in front of me we have Sony's history and also the Sony Pictures logo. Let's see if we can try to make something similar to that and something that fits within that. I'm going to try to keep this video within a 15-minute time frame, just so I don't go completely overboard. But yeah, let's get started on this and let's see how we do. So I'm just going to put down a few fonts that I know off the top of my head that might fit with what they're currently trying to do, and we'll see from there how we do. So yeah, the first two fonts that we have here, I think we can use the first one more than the second one. I think the second one almost gives me a bit of a Gatsby kind of vibe, which might not be what we're going for. I'm still trying to find another one. I want to do 3. Yeah, so Pano might be a good one. And yes, I am using the trial because the YouTube money has not settled in yet. So we need to settle with what we have. So yeah, we'll just try it out with these 3, and then I'm gonna put on a few mock-ups and see how that looks when we have those. So yeah, let's just put these side to side. Okay, so now that we have these, I think what I'm gonna do now is just put it over the current logo that we have, just so I can get the right size for the pictures and the Sony Entertainment thing. And then from that, maybe we can use almost even a semi-bold. I think that will do, it's fine. And let's use some grids. And we're gonna give that 2020 because that is currently the year that we're in, even though we're going to 2021 in like 2 days. Either way, actually, let's do 2021, just because we're with the times here. Pictures Entertainment Incorporated. Okay, we're gonna bring that way down, almost at 15, 16, 20-ish, whatever that is. We're gonna center these pages well. Okay, now that we have that, I think it's safe to say that we can actually kind of start to look at what we have. There should be a good place to start now that we have that we can overlay with the other fonts and stuff. So yeah, let's see how the rest of them look. I'm just gonna bring these up. For some reason my computer is absolutely suffering, even though I'm only running Illustrator. But yes, already I think it doesn't look too bad, but I definitely think that we can use a better font family, because the middle one just doesn't really fit that well. As I said, it looks kind of like a Gatsby thing. So let's just try to get that. And I think for the bottom one, we can actually bold it just because, yeah, that's fine. You know, it's not too bad. I actually don't mind it. Okay, let's just finish out this one. Okay, and so just looking at it right now with these three that we have, I think that we can safely eliminate the middle one, the Gatsby one, just because, you know, I don't think it fits too well with what we're trying to do. So yeah, let's just get rid of that. Right there, done. And then let's compare these two, what we have. You know, I think actually the second one, the second font family that we picked, the Agrandeur variable, that is, I think it fits better with the old font that they actually were using, because if we do overlay this, you see that they have sort of the same, they have a similar R little thing. I don't remember what it's called right now off the top of my head, but they do have sort of that similar kind of aesthetic to it, and I think that it's less far apart from what it actually is, and it's easier to get accustomed to it than the first one. And this is more, I think this feels more 70s vibe to it rather than this one. I think this one could fit right now for what we're trying to do. And also I think, let me just try with the top one. You know, I like that. I like that a lot actually. I think we're gonna go with that. Okay, so obviously visually this doesn't fit where it's supposed to. Even though it is centered, visually it doesn't fit there. I think we can bring this down a little bit as well. Even give that a slight bold, just so you can kind of see. And I think this is a little bit big, so we're gonna make that wider to fit the bill. Okay, and so now that we have the text version, I think I wanna retry to do their outlines or the lines that they have in the logo. I'm not totally sure what the significance of this is, and it probably would be good that I did know this in case, you know, if I was doing this for real. However, I'm not, so it should be fine. But yeah, let's just try to do something a bit more, let's say a bit more scalable, just so that we could actually possibly use this as a favicon or something like that. Just something that can be like really scaled down and scaled up. So yeah, let's just try to figure that out. I think one thing I'm gonna do to really sort of align this correctly, I'm just gonna not rasterize, but, and so now the left is completely lined, and I know that the right side isn't. However, if we see in the original logo, the trademark is a bit farther to the right. And I think that's fine, just for visual purposes. But yeah, now that's our fully done text logo. So yeah, let's try to do the lines as I said, and we'll see how that looks right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make this a very similar thing, but I think a lot more simple. So a very much simplified version of it. So yeah, let's just take that, and then we're gonna really bring this up, just so we can copy it over a bunch of times. And now I'm just gonna grab all of my stroke. So from here, I'm gonna expand it again. And these I'll combine into one, so I can subtract it from these guys. So now that's a really simplified version of what they had. I'm not sure it's better than what they had, I'll be honest, but it is something I think a bit more modern and it's a bit more abstract than what they had. I think from the original you could tell that it was sound waves or some sort of audio wave, but with mine, I'm not sure you can actually tell what that is, but maybe that's just what being modern is all about, really. So actually no, I think I'm gonna delete it just because I think we can do better than that. So yeah, let me just try something better. Okay, so I've turned it into this, which I think is better than what we had, just because it fits a lot better with the tone of the letters that we're trying to do right now. Let me expand this and make it into something usable really quick. So I think that would look really cool as a favicon or as a. So yeah, I'm gonna put this into a mockup really quick, and we'll see what that looks like just in context or something, just in context, so we can actually visualize it. So yeah, I'll be right back with that. Okay, so now that I made that quick mockup, you know, I'm not too opposed to it. I definitely think that it could use some work, you know, but I think it is definitely a step in the right direction. You know, if we look at it from what it used to be. But, I definitely think that we took something that was old and maybe even a bit outdated and turned it into something something a lot more corporate, which might not be a really good thing in the end, but that's how that happened. And so we can see with the mock-up that I think it has its place. I think it's not the worst logo in the world. I think it fits pretty well, with the 5 bars, and it really is just a really much simplified version of what they already have. And so from that, following along with using the different types of the logos that we would need, this would just be the icon itself. And then so that's kind of what we're left with in the end. And as an icon itself, it could really be used to make a lot of patterns, I think. So that would just keep going on and on. For example, this pattern that I just created, although this is definitely not how you make a pattern in Illustrator, it's a very rough way of doing that. I definitely think that we might have stumbled upon something, the way that it's so easily stackable. Okay, so I definitely think that with this, I definitely think it's an upgrade, and it's a lot more modern, and it's a lot more stackable, and you can make a lot of patterns with it, and I think that's very valuable in today with social media and all of that. Okay, and so I've sort of taken the logo that we had, and I put it into an updated mockup, and I think it does look a lot better than what they actually had in the past. And so up here is a side-by-side comparison, so you can kind of look at it. In my opinion, I think we did well, but let me know your thoughts down below. This has been a really fun episode to make, and a bit different from what I usually do. So if you did enjoy it, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And so if you want me to design any other logo, as I said before in the video, let me know down below, and I'll make sure to have a look at it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.